Good morning, students. Welcome back. Today we will start with a new lesson number 14, Light and Formation of Shadows. Let us learn about light, propagation of light, reflection of light, formation of shadows, what is a sundial, and Newton's disk. Suppose if you enter a dark room, what can you see? Can you see the objects which are in front? Yes? No. Everywhere it will be dark. You cannot identify the objects where they are placed. So, to see the objects around us, we require light. With the help of the light, we can see the objects very clearly. So light is very important. And from where do we get light? We get light from different objects or materials. So the substance which emits light is a source of light. For example, we have tube light, candle, diyas, torch and sun. Yes, these are the sources of light or the objects which emits light. The objects or material which emits light, meaning that they are themselves a source of light and are called as luminous objects or materials. For example, candle, torch, bulb. Yes, these objects they emit light themselves. So they are luminous objects or materials. Now, the intensity of the light is determined by the extent to which the objects emit light. For example, if you see the light of the candle is less as compared to the light of the lantern. The light of the lantern is more than that of the candle. If you look at the lantern, now the lantern's light is less as compared to the light of the electric bulb. Now if you look at the electric bulb, the light of the electric bulb is less than the light of the halogen. Here the light of the halogen is more. So the intensity of the light of that particular object, yes, is determined to its extent. The objects or material that are not sources of light themselves are called non-luminous objects or materials. For example, book, pencil and other objects, yes, which cannot emit light by themselves, they are called as non-luminous objects. Now, sources of lights are of two types, artificial sources of light and natural sources of light. Artificial sources of light, that is, man-made objects which emit light, are called artificial sources of light. They are artificial. They are created by man. For example, electric bulb, torch, tube light, these are man-made objects which emits light. That is why they are called as artificial sources of light. The sun is the natural source of light. Other like stars seen in the night sky, then fireflies, anglerfish, as well as honey mushroom are some natural sources of light. Yes, they have natural light in them. Yes, these are some of the examples of natural sources of light. Propagation of light. You may have seen in the afternoon rays of light entering through a slit in a door. or a small hole in a roof. As these rays of light from the slit or the hole move towards the floor, the dust particles in their way are seen clearly. Now if you look at the picture, you can see the rays of the light, and these rays of the light have the dust particles which we see very clearly. Now due to these particles, we can see the path of the light and it becomes visible, and we can see that their path is along a straight line. Now if you see the rays of the light which are coming from the window, they are in a straight line, in a straight way. Yes, and this is all possible because of the dust particle which are present in it. So these rays of light always travel in a straight line. Now to understand this concept, we will perform an activity. Take 3 cardboards. Make a small hole in the center of each cardboard using a thick needle. Arrange the cardboard in such a way that the 3 holes are in the same line. Stand a burning candle on one side of the cardboard and look at the flame of the candle from the other side. Now, what can you see? Yes, if you look at the flame of the candle, you will see a candle which is burning. Yes, suppose, because the rays of light are passing in a straight direction. Now, do the second step. Now slightly move any one of the cardboard. What happens? Now the rays of light cannot travel in a straight direction because the cardboards are not in a straight direction. So if the cardboards are not in a straight direction, the holes which we made in the cardboards are also not in a straight line. So with that, the rays of the light cannot pass easily. They cannot move in a straight direction. Yes. So in order to see the rays of the light, yes, the light should travel in a straight direction. This tells us that light travels in a straight line, and this is called linear propagation of light. Now let us learn about reflection of light. The rays of light falling on an object from a source of light are thrown back from the surface of that object. This is called reflection of light. Now we see the object in the given picture. Now when the light is falling on the object reflects those rays back, and these reflected rays reaches our eyes, and this is how we can see the object very clearly, and this process is called the reflection of light. Now let us see how light is reflected from the surfaces. When you see your face in a mirror, the light reflected from your face falls on the mirror and gets reflected back again. That is why you see the image in the mirror. You may have seen your image formed in surfaces, in many pictures or in many ways. You have seen your images in a glass pane. Yes, you can also see your images on the surface of a new steel dish. Yes, on the glossy granite. Yes, then still water in a lake. Yes, you can see your image very clearly on those surfaces. Yes. Now let us see the images in a plain mirror. Now stand in front of a plain mirror and look at your image in it. What can you see? Yes, Now, if you raise your right hand, which hand of the mirror image is raised? Your left and the right side of the original object appear to be exchanged. That means your left hand will look like a right side and the right hand will look like a left hand. Okay, so here the images, it gets exchanged when it is seen in the mirror. Now, what change do you see in the image if you decrease or increase your distance from the mirror? Yes, if you decrease the distance from the mirror. Yes, now the image will be more closer to the mirror, and if you go far away or you increase your distance from the mirror, the same thing, your image will also be at a distinct position. The image is as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. Now, is there any difference between your height and the height of the mirror image? No, the size of the image is the same as that of the object. Now, this is how we get the images in a plane mirror. Now, let us learn about the concept of a pinhole camera. Now, take an empty cylinder box. Yes, remove its cap on one side and paste a thin white paper in its place. Make a small hole at the center of the other cap. Light the candle and hold the box in such a way that the flame of the candle is in front of the hole. Now you will see an upside down or an inverted image of the flame on the thin paper at the other end. Why does this happen? Because the light from the candle travels in a straight direction from the small hole, and the light from the flame of the candle also travels in an upward direction and reaches at the base of the white paper, whereas the image of the bottom of the candle goes in the inverted form. Thus, we can see an inverted image on the white paper. Yes? This is how a pinhole camera works. And we get an inverted image on the white paper. Types of materials. Now, look at the picture which shows there are 3 windows, and to that 3 windows there are 3 different materials of the window panes: transparent, opaque and translucent window panes. Now we have to identify which one is transparent, opaque and translucent. Now look at the first window. Now in the first window you can see the image very clearly. So the material through which the light passes easily and we can see the objects clearly, those material is said to be a transparent material. Now if you see at the second picture, now the light cannot pass through this material and we cannot see the objects very clearly. Now such material through which light does not pass is said to be an opaque material. Come to the next material. Now if you see at the glass window, now the objects which are seen, they are not clearly. That means the light which passes is partial. So the material through which the light passes partially is said to be translucent material. So now we have studied the different types of materials of window pane. One was transparent, opaque and translucent material. So from this we come to know that which material is transparent, opaque and translucent. Formation of shadow. Let us perform an activity. Take an electric torch, flash its light on a wall. You can see that the light can easily reach the wall. Now make your friend stand in between the torch and the wall. What happens? The light cannot reach the wall. There is a dark part. Yes, next to your friends. Now, your friend is acting as an opaque object. Now, what is an opaque object? The object which does not allow the light to pass through it. So, the light does not reach a wall or any other surface on the other side of the object. So, that part remains dark. So, this dark part, yes, is called the shadow of the object. Now, let us try another activity. Try this. Ask your friend to stand at a certain distance from you in a big room and obtain a shadow of your friend on the wall with the help of a torch. Now carry out the following actions. Observe and make a note of the changes taking place in the shadow. Send the friend closer to the wall. We can see that the shadow is long. Yes, ask the friend to come towards you. The shadow is short. Yes, next you move further away from him or towards him again. You see the shadow will be short or long. Hold the torch high. You will see that the shadow which is formed will be small. Now hold the torch low. The shadow which is formed will be big or long. So this is how we can see the changes. Now the shadow. How is this shadow formed? The shadow is formed if an object, yes, when the light does not pass through the object. This kind of a shadow it forms depends upon the relative distance between the source of light, the object and the surface or the screen on which the shadow is formed. If you see the shadow of an object formed due to sunlight is long in the morning and evening and short in the afternoon. We can easily note these changes if we see it carefully. This change in the shadow depends on the source of light, the object and also on the surface on which the shadow is formed. Let us talk about sundial. A sundial. Now what is a sundial? A sundial is an instrument that indicates the time with the help of the extent and the direction of the shadow. So with the help of the shadow we can identify the time. Now in the earlier time was measured by placing a stick parallel to the axis of the earth and by noting the position of the shadows on the dial at different times of the day. During those olden times, we were not having any watch, so we used to use sundial. The largest sundial is at Jantar Mantar in New Delhi. You can see the picture or the image which is of Jantar Mantar, which is in New Delhi. Raman effect. Sir C.V. Raman means Sir Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman was an Indian physicist whose work was influential in the growth of science in India. He made many researches in physics. He is best known for discovering the Raman effect process. Now, what is the Raman effect? It is a process of scattering of light particles by molecules of medium. He discovered the Raman effect on 28 February 1928 and won the 1930 Nobel Prize for his work on the scattering of light and for the discovery of Raman effect. And to commemorate his event, 28 February is celebrated as the National Science Day since 1987 in India. We will try a little fun. Use your hands and feet to make different shadows, shapes of birds, animals, etc. on the wall. There will be nice images or the shadows which will be created. You can try it, but do see to that you don't harm your fingers. Newton's disk. A British scientist, Sir Isaac Newton, made a special disk. One side of the disk was divided into 7 petals of the 7 colors, that is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo and violet. This disk was fitted on a stand and rotated fast. When it is rotated, the 7 colors disappeared and only white color was seen. This proved that sunlight is made up of 7 colors. That is why the disk is known as Newton's disk. Newton wrote a book called as Optics about light.